hi, hello, hi. So today in this video I'm going to be doing a how to pass your theory test first time tips and tricks and advice video. That is a really long title. Apologies if you hear any background noise, my neighbour is currently cutting their grass. But yeah, let's get into the video. So I started driving 7 days after my birthday, so on the 17th of January, and I had a 2-hour lesson once a week. And on my second lesson I decided, after speaking to my driving instructor, I decided that it'd be a good idea to book in my theory test as soon as possible. So I decided to book it for Friday the 14th of February. By that time I would have only been driving for just under a month, and yet I managed to pass first time. So it is possible, but it definitely does take a lot of work. So now let's get on to my tips that I would give to you guys. So my first tip is to book it. Just book it, get it in there, because once you've got that date set, it's like a target, like a goal for you guys to reach to, and it basically should hopefully give you more motivation and to make you more determined to reach that date. And then you can also set out a kind of a revision timetable just to help you work around college, or if you work, or all your family time and all that kind of stuff. So literally that is probably my biggest tip, is just to book it and get it written down so you know when to do it, to give you that motivation. My second tip is to tell your driving instructor that you've booked it, because sometimes the driving companies will actually offer you a lesson specifically for your theory exam. So however long your lessons usually are, that will determine how long your theory test lesson is. I just get offered that, but I decided I don't really need it. I've got the resources I need, so I feel like I didn't need it. So the third and probably the most obvious tip is to start downloading apps or get a website subscription, which I will talk to you about that later on in the video. As for the apps, I personally didn't use any apps, but I've spoken to a couple of my friends that used the apps and they told me what was really helpful and why. So I'm just going to be telling you guys their opinion. So the app they use, which is also the most popular and hyped up about app, is the official DVSA app. So this app has pretty much everything you need to prepare yourself for your theory test. This is the official kit as well, so you know it's trustworthy and reliable. And it also contains very single theory test questions, and an official copy of the highway code and 20 realistic hazard perception tests. However, one negative thing about this app is that it's £4.99 and there's no free version, so you have to pay for that version if you want that app, but it is definitely worth it from all the reviews that I've read and heard. You could do some other apps that you could get that are free or have a extended version that you can pay for are the Theory Test Genius UK Road Signs. That one is just dedicated to road signs, believe it or not. Theory Test 2018 by Brainhack. Obviously that is slightly older, but as of this current time the theory exam hasn't changed, but it is planning to be changed, so soon that app will be completely useless. And then the final one is the AA Theory Test for Car Drivers by Abel Learning. So those are some list of apps. Obviously there are many more out there for you guys to find. I just recommend doing your own research Now, onto the website. The only revision I did was using this website, as it literally has everything you could ever need. So the website is called Driving Success Anytime. Now, you do need to pay for this one and pay for a subscription. However, there is a free trial version that you can do to see if you feel like the website will help you. Now, the price for the subscription depends on how long you subscribe for. So for 1 month it's £15, for 3 months, which is the one I went for, is £20, and then 6 months is £30. So they are like really reasonable, and especially everything that you get with it as well. So the way this website works is once you've created your account, you'll be asked if you're doing a theory or a bike test. So for me, I selected car. You'll be given a tour around the website which explains what everything is and where to go, but it's extremely simple and super self-explanatory. In short, you have multiple pages, one for the theory and then one for the hazard perception test. Inside the page you have an option to take the induction, which is a mixture of a video and writing to explain what either the theory or the hazard perception test is all about and what you'll need to revise, and just giving a summary of what it is. And then moving on to revising with the website. When you're on your theory, they have thousands of mock tests for you to take. Now, they either have a small mock test that you can do, which is about 15 to 20 questions per test, and you basically get your results for each answer. And if you struggle with one of the questions, you can click hint and it'll give you a hint. And there's also an option to go and find it in a book so you can see the answer explained in writing. Or you can do a full mock test which includes the 50 questions, and then you will be given your answers at the end. Now, they also have a revise by topic section. So this breaks it down into the 14 topics that are included within the theory test. So you can focus on each topic one by one and work your way through. It tells you how far you are through the topic. So it gives you it in two ways. It will give it to you in 2 ways. It will give you the percentage, and it will also tell you how many questions you've answered out of the overall amount of questions there are for that topic. So I personally started focusing on the individual topics, and I wouldn't move on from one topic until I've reached 100%. So when I've completed all the questions, that's when I'd move on to my next topic, because I didn't want to confuse myself with all the different topics at once. So I would say just focus on that one topic at a time so that you don't like over cram your brain. Now, within the theory test, you also have the hazard perception test, which you've probably heard me mention before. So with this website, you literally get unlimited amount of videos to watch. The videos are 60 seconds, and when you're taking the actual test, you'll get 14 videos. So you have 14 minutes to complete the hazard perception test. Now, as I said, this website literally has thousands of videos, so you'll never see the same one twice. Unlike the app that I mentioned, the DVSA one, they only have 20, so you'll see the same ones over and over again, which isn't 100% realistic, because obviously you never know what you're going to get in the actual exam. My biggest tip for doing the hazard perception test is literally just take constant videos, because after a while you'll get used to what to expect for and what comes under the hazard category. Basically, whatever moves or whatever will cause you to slow down or stop, then click on the screen. And if you didn't think the website could get any better, they also have videos, like literally like 100 odd videos to help you with your practical test, which is really useful. So with the website, you also get the highway code and road signs book. If you didn't get the website, you can buy them separately on Amazon, or I think they have them in most bookstores as well. So I'd really recommend that you get those or download them, because personally I feel like they're useful, as it's important to know things like stopping distances, road signs, national speed limits, the colours of the cat eyes, because not only will you get asked questions specifically about those things, they'll also come up in case studies. Now, case studies is where you have 5 questions based on one case study, and it's actually like a massive paragraph of writing, and you have to answer 5 questions about that one piece. So even though it seems pretty obvious to revise those things, don't just regularly revise them just so that they'll stick in your brain for that amount of time. Like, always know them, because when you get to the case study, they word it in such a complicated way that you might not necessarily think that like a road sign or a speed limit would come into that question that you could get, if that makes any sense. And also you could get asked questions about road signs or speed limits when you're doing a practical test as well, so always make sure they are constantly in your mind. And another thing about the questions is, for example, with the accident and emergency ones, they are quite, well, extremely common sense based. Now, I am first aid trained, as I had to be for my previous job, so I do know kind of what things to look for, because they ask you questions about how to tell someone's in shock, so make sure you know things like that. But then there's such simple questions like you put up at a accident, what do you do? Well, obviously if the option's there, you're going to call 999. So it's just really common sense and kind of imagining you were in that situation and thinking of the first things that you would do. So now I'm going to tell you the story about how I revised. So the way I revised, I think it was really helpful. It was quite intense.
Job working 24/7.
But that is because I really wanted to pass first time. Obviously you have to pay for your theory test, and I didn't want to pay again. And I just wanted to pass and get it over and done with and never have to worry about it again. So basically, once I booked it, I booked it around the end of January, I don't know if I mentioned that. I started doing some mocks to basically understand the structure of the theory, because they are multiple choice questions. So I feel like once you understand the structure of it, then I feel like you get a good kind of baseline of starting with your theory. And then after a few attempts of that, so I did that for a couple evenings, and then once I had finished, I literally just focused on the topics, and I would do one topic in the evening, and then once I had got 100% of the topics, there's 14 topics, so that took 2 weeks. So once I got to the end of each topic, I took a mock test. So you can do a full mock test, which is the 50 questions and the hazard perception test. Do that. I would really recommend for you to do that. So that's what I did every evening, just to see my progress hopefully rise, which it did. And obviously I had to work that around college and work, and I do work some evenings. So say if I worked on that evening, when I got back, I would literally just do the mock test rather than focusing on the topic. Like, I might have done a topic in the morning, for let's say, and then did the mock exam in the evening. And when it got to the week of my exam was on the Friday and this was on the Monday, so I had 5 days left until my exam. And for that, I did super intense revision. Literally, anytime I wasn't at college or at work, I was on my laptop, on the website, doing pure revision. Now, that revision didn't just include sitting there answering questions and trying to remember things and write things down and doing the videos. I actually watched quite a few YouTube videos on how people pass first time and them giving their tips, which was actually the inspiration for this video. So thank you guys out there who has already done videos like this. And the main reason why I want to do that is because I don't really know anyone other than my parents. I don't really know anyone that's taken their theory recently, so I just kind of wanted to see their opinion of it and see what they thought it was like. So yeah, I would recommend doing that, which you probably are if you're already watching my video right now. And then leading on to the morning of my test, because my test was in the afternoon, I think, like it wasn't afternoon, kind of like 10 I think. So like I woke up extra early because I had to leave early anyway because it's in town. So in that morning I did one mock and I think 20 hazard perception videos, and then I just kind of focused on the topics that I felt like I really needed to concentrate on. And actually in the car I took a mock as well. So at the end of the day, my main advice for you guys would be to repeat. Just constantly repeat the questions that you constantly repeat the questions that you're doing, because the more you repeat the questions that you're doing, because the more you repeat, the more your brain recognizes the questions and answers. It kind of joins them together. So the more you repeat them, the more you automatically know the answer to the question, which generally is my biggest tip. Like just constantly repeat it. Literally, that was what I was doing for the month, less than a month leading up to my test. I just repeated everything. Obviously when I was doing it first it was all new, but towards the end it was constant repetition. So that's what you got to do. And they say, because I do acting, they say in acting repetition is actually the key to precising your lines. So just repeat and repeat every question. The hazard perception test, like the videos, if you're doing the app, then yes, you will be repeating them. But if you decide to go with the website, then no, you won't be repeating them. But because you're doing so many, your brain will automatically think and click that that is a hazard, and you will click. So please just remember to keep on doing it. Don't stop. Like, don't do it for a week and leave it for a week because your test is like the following week, so you're like, oh, it's fine, I've already done some this week, I don't need to do some next week. Constantly do it. Even if it's literally for 30 minutes a day, you're still repeating it in your brain. It is just sinking in your brain. So please don't give up, don't stop, don't panic. If it's literally getting to the day before your test and you don't think you're ready, don't panic. Try and do as much revision as you can that day, but then don't work late at night. They say that with exams as well. Don't work late at night because you need a good amount of sleep. And trust me, once you sleep and you wake up in the morning, you will feel better because your brain has had rest. Like, honestly, I can't express. Like, please do not panic. It's not the end of the world if you fail. If you fail, you get back up and you do it again. So just don't panic. Take my tips, take anyone else's tips, and just use the resources you've got. Honestly, that's all I can say. So after giving you guys those 3 tips, I'm gonna end the video here. So if you guys enjoyed, please give it a big thumbs up. If you can, please subscribe. If you've got any questions about theory or just driving in general, please leave them down below. I'll try and answer them to the best as I can. Obviously I haven't passed my practical yet, but if you make any theory questions, I will try and help. I'm kind of thinking to do a retaking my theory kind of video and filming it and seeing how much I can remember. So if you guys want me to do that, then please say, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys very much for watching. Bye.